All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the RV Show USA, the beginning of our 2-hour Facebook Live. This is what we call the pre-show show. We go live at exactly 6 minutes after the hour, and for the next 2 hours, we're going to have a lot of fun. Sitting next to me is my beautiful bride, the lovely Lisa, who is going to share some, what are you going to share? Some recipes or some cooking tips or what?
Yeah, recipes and cooking tips.
Okay. She's the best cook. She will make anybody fat, and that's the reason why I'm fat. So anyway, sitting over here, stage right, is Goose. He's our producer. If you're brand new to this show, if you've never watched it before, well, welcome. We hope that you'll take a few minutes and spend the evening with us, spend it watching us, because this is the country's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle. Now, I am not an expert at fixing things. I'm an expert at interrupting people, I think, right? I'm an expert at having fun. My wife and I own an RV park up in Central Texas, and we love everything about the RV lifestyle. We love meeting people that know a lot more than we do and interviewing them. So we're going to have a lot of different people that you're going to be meeting here in the next little bit. I want to invite everybody, if you are brand new to our Facebook Live, let us know where you're from and how you found out about the show. You know, that's important to us. We'd like to know a little bit about how you learned about us. If you are a member of one of our state-specific group pages, well, that's always great. Let's see.
Let us know which one.
Yeah. What state group page are you a member of? If you're an RVer, if you're interested in RVing, and you'd like to learn more, you'd like to be around some really good people, nice people that can help answer your questions and share some of the ups and downs of RV living and RV fun. Wherever you live, we probably got a state-specific group page that you would enjoy being a part of. So here's what you do. You type in your state, whatever it is, Missouri, and the words RV camping. Florida, RV camping. Texas, RV camping. We'll probably be the first group that pops up. Click it, click join. You'll have to answer a couple of questions. These are closed group pages, and what that means is that, we do vet people, if you will, so not just anybody can get in. That prevents a lot of the weirdos and a lot of the flamethrowers from becoming members of the group. I can't help it. So anyway, type that in. Also, we invite you to subscribe to our free newsletter. The newsletter is sent out, at least once a week. We don't bombard you with a bunch of stuff, but when we have a destination of the week like we do today, we send out everybody that is on our newsletter subscriber list an email with a coupon to stay there for free. And there's another reason now, right?
Yes.
What is that? What?
You
don't know what the reason is?
No.
We've got our Countdown to Christmas giveaway.
Oh, our Countdown to Christmas, of course. I know that.
Yeah, every week,
Yes.
if you're on our email newsletter list, we're going to be selecting a name. We're going to do one of those here at the top of hour number 2 and announcing the person that they're going to win our prize, wherever it happens to be. It's kind of big.
It is big.
Where is it?
It's
right there. It's
let
on
me
top
get
of
it.
that deal.
Let me get it.
It's called a hose caddy. For
Yes.
you folks that own RVs, you know what your hose is always kinked up and thrown it someplace. Give it to me, Lisa. Give it to me, baby. Anyway, you're going to get a hose caddy and the hose.
And the hose.
And it's compliments of our friends RV Nana at PPL Motorhomes. They are sponsoring our Countdown to Christmas giveaway, and every single week we're going to be picking somebody from our email newsletter list. Also, speaking of PPL Motorhomes, they've got something really, really cool that they do, and that's
I
what
love this.
Isn't this awesome?
Yes.
I want you to imagine something. Imagine you're a little child. Imagine you're a child and the police have been called out to your house or your apartment. There's a domestic disturbance and you're a little bitty kid. How terrifying would that be?
Horrible.
It's just scary just for me to even think about it. How cool would it be if a police officer was able to pull out a nice little teddy bear? I know it sounds like a little token, but I'm telling you, for that little child, that token can mean everything. So PPL again this year during the holiday season has got this. Where's my? It's called Cuddles for Kids. It's a teddy bear drive. And if you love police officers, and I do, I appreciate, respect everything that they do. if you can sympathize, empathize. Yeah, we got less than a minute to go.
Well, I was going to say one other thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have some first-timers tonight, so you should let them know about tomorrow night.
Oh, we have another show tomorrow night. Well, our regular time is Wednesday nights. Thank you, Goose. Wednesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. That's our regularly scheduled Facebook Live. So anyway, we're getting ready to roll. We've got a great lineup for you tonight. We're going to start out with John and Laura Hebard, who are full-time RVers, a U-tubing couple that has not had a very good last week or 10 days. Actually, their vehicle was broken into, but I'm going to let them tell us all about it. Then we're going to have, we got a lady that gets, she gets people stoned. That's what she says, all up and down the East Coast. I'm not kidding, and she has been for 20 years. It's not what you think. All right, we got about 10 seconds till showtime. Thank you all for being with us. Make sure you like the page and share.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
It's time for the RV Show USA with Alan Warren, the RV guy, and America's only radio show about the RV lifestyle. If you enjoy travel, fun, and adventure, well, welcome aboard, everybody.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, so we are visiting with folks on our pre-show show about what's going to be on the RV Show USA today, and I think that some people don't believe me, but I'm telling you, it is true. One of today's topics is about rocks. Yeah, rocks, as in the kind of rock you pick up and throw. What is so special about rocks, or about these rocks? Well, plenty. Howdy again, everybody. I am Alan Warren. Hopefully you are gearing up for Christmas. It is right around the corner, you know. Welcome to the RV Show USA. They call me the RV guy. We're going to be all over the country today for the next couple of hours anyway, visiting and talking with people about everything from rocks to RV safety and security, even some recipes and things that are easy to do that will make some very basic dishes taste over the top. And the lovely Lisa here in the studio is going to tell us about that. We're going to jump over to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. What a gorgeous part of the country with our destination of the week. All right, before we bring up today's guests, during our long break at the end of this hour, on the break on our Facebook Live, we're going to announce the winner of this week's Countdown to Christmas giveaway. Now, every week between now and Christmas, we're going to select somebody that is a subscriber to our free newsletter, and they win a nice pre-Christmas present. Compliments of our good friends over at PPL Motorhomes and RV Nana, just for being a subscriber. If you've not yet subscribed to the newsletter, we invite you to do so. It's free. Take you about a minute to add your name to the list. Then you are automatically entered to win our weekly Christmas present giveaway. Just go to thervshowusa.com and hit the subscribe button. All right, as most of our regular listeners know, we oftentimes track down folks that are living the RV dream, folks that are full-timers and have made the decision to live a life on the road as RV nomads. And today we're going to start off with a couple that, well, for the last week or a little bit more, their RV dream has not been a very good one. Is that a fair statement, John and Laura?
Yeah, I suppose you could say that, Alan.
All right, folks, John and Laura Hebard have got a YouTube channel. It's called Hebard's Travels, Hebard, Hebard's Travels, where they document a lot of their life on the road, their experiences that they go through. As I mentioned, the last week or so has not been a very good one for them, and we're going to tell you why sometime this hour, because we've got them for quite some time with us. So if you're watching our Facebook Live of today's show, you got a question or a comment for John and Laura, you just want to say hi, you can post it right here alongside the video. We will run it past them. If you'd like to join our Facebook Live, which is always a lot of fun, go to Facebook, in the search bar, type in The RV Show USA, and just click like, and you'll be there. All right, so let's begin, Laura. Tell us your backstory. When and how did you and John become full-timers?
So John and I started, let's see, what year was it? 2016. 16, yeah. We actually saw Chris and G Travel on YouTube, And within about 6 weeks, we were already at the point where we wanted to change things in our lives, and we just weren't sure how. We came across Chris and G Travels, and I mean, as most YouTube channels, I think we became enthralled with it and just kept watching more and more. And then it went from, let's get a pop-up camper to go out on the weekends to, okay, now we've got a dually. And
and we're going to full-time. We're going to figure out how to make it happen.
So
yeah,
you did not have any experience as RVers before you started just kind of looking around on YouTube?
just some small trips with my grandparents growing up, and that was about it.
And I had nothing.
Yeah.
Wow. What was it that was so attractive about RVing and the lifestyle, you think, that drew you guys to it?
Probably just the freedom, being able to choose a different path for ourselves and being able to live the life that we really wanted to move to. We enjoyed traveling, and we were always our best selves, especially in our marriage, when we were away from everything and didn't have all the distractions that we kind of got sucked into with normal life. And you know, when you remove the whole, for lack of a better way to put it, building a career and everything like that, and you start to live life to just live life, it became really attractive to us, and we really enjoyed it.
John, what were those first trips like? If you were a newbie to RVing and you jump into a big dually and a fifth wheel, I mean, what were those trips like? Were they as pleasant as you imagined they would be, or was there a rather steep learning curve?
You know, there was a steep learning curve, but I really enjoyed it. And, you know, after being in the Army for most of my 20s, I really got used to packing up and moving at a moment's notice. And it was so much nicer to be able to take my house with me this time.
Have you had any regrets? I know it's just shy of 2 years, I read on your website. Have you had any regrets in looking back that maybe you didn't make the right decision, or maybe you didn't make this decision soon enough?
I regret not making it earlier, like 2 or 3 years earlier.
Yeah.
Really? So you mentioned you were in the military. How did your service in the military, and thank you very much for that service, how did that prepare you for what you're doing? Was it helpful in becoming a full-time RVer?
Absolutely. 'Cause being in the military, and specifically I was infantry, it teaches you how to live with less and be okay with it, and to really appreciate what you have. And those are things that I think a lot of America hasn't ever had to really deal with on a long-term basis, you know, for 10 years or whatever. So and you move to an RV and you don't have a whole lot of space and you can't carry a lot of stuff with you. And that's just not the life for some people, but we love it.
You know, in a culture that we're, conditioned, I guess, to consume. I think RVers consume, but instead of stuff, they consume experiences. At least that's my view. So, Laura, what did you do as a career? What kind of career do you have?
I was an emergency technician at a very large hospital in Kansas City. I worked overnight, mostly with very critically ill pets or very emergent situations, which actually fit really well with our personalities because John was in school for law enforcement. So one of the things that we talked about was we're going into this, he's graduating from school and we're going to have opposite schedules. And what is that going to look like for our family? And what is that going to change as far as our future goes? One of the things that actually made us decide to just drop it and leave it all was just the fact that, we were worried about our marriage. We were worried about where our lives were headed. It became something that, it was really good for us to just kind of remove ourselves from that situation and see what happens.
So it sounds like it was a real kind of a reality check.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, before we made the idea to full-time, we'd been together for a few years, and we'd taken 2 different vacations. And we realized that we got along so much better and we're so much happier when we were away from work and school and everything that kept us apart and kept us stressed out.
Like many others.
Yeah. And when we removed those stressors and we actually got to spend more than 2 or 3 hours a day together, we were actually happy again. And we've been searching for something for a long time where we could actually be married and not just be roommates. And this solves so many problems.
You know, I think that to me, RVing is not for everybody, but, you know, because some people just can't stand it. But if you are best friends with your spouse, what better way to live your life than spend every day with the person you love and you like, and you wake up and you do everything together. I know it could drive some people crazy, but it sounds like something that y'all literally dreamed of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it saved our marriages, and we were so much happier now.
Yeah, things have really smoothed out for us. You know, we're back to being friends instead of just passing shifts in the night. And
cool.
It's really revolved a lot of things for our family, that's for sure.
All right, listen, when we come back from this break, I'm going to ask you about your four-legged family member or members, because I know that you are dog lovers. I want to talk with you about that, and I want to find out what the most difficult thing it is about full timing that you gotta cope with. So can y'all hang on for another? Well, I know you can. You can hang with us, can't you?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
All right, good deal. Folks, they are John and Laura Hebard with Hebard's Travels. They're full-time RVers who I actually met them a couple of weeks ago here in Texas, and we are just getting started. All right, next hour, we're going to begin with a visit with a woman who says she has rocked it big time. What am I talking about? I just think it is the coolest thing ever. At the top of the hour, we're going to announce another winner of this week's Countdown to Christmas giveaway, and we will travel over to Myrtle Beach. Yeah, beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for our destination of the week. You are listening to the RV Show USA, the country's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle. Be right back. I want to take a minute.
All right.
That spot's pretty hot.
Yes, it is. It's very hot.
So, how we doing?
You're doing good. How are you doing?
Great.
Yeah, all right.
Am I going here?
Their speakerphones doing all right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good deal. Welcome, everybody. If you have just joined us, where are you watching from? I have not had an opportunity to look at any of the comments.
What do they do for income now would be a good one.
That's a good question, and I'm going to ask them that. Let me see. Do we have any other questions? Dave wants to know, okay, what do they do for an income? Hello from Keene, Texas.
There's a lot of people checking in.
All right.
A lot of people checking in this week for the special broadcast.
Yes.
If you are new, again, we normally do these on Wednesday nights.
Yeah,
However,
exactly.
He's not going to be here next Wednesday. So we're doing it today, and this is going to be the one that's going to air not this weekend, but the first weekend in December.
Yep. I want to take a minute and mention, once again, this good-looking teddy bear that is part of PPL Motorhomes. Wonderful thing that they do. It's called Cuddle for Kids. Every year, PPL tries to get people to stop by one of their dealerships in Cleburne or in New Braunfels, or they're the big one in Houston, drop off a teddy bear. These teddy bears are given to police officers all over the state, and these police officers have them in their trunk. Well, what the heck does a cop do with a teddy bear? Here's what they do. When they go to a domestic situation that's bad, really bad, and there's a small child there, that kid is freaking out, as you can imagine. Those police officers are there to defuse the situation and to help make things better. They are. And a teddy bear like that may just be a teddy bear that you would throw away. But a kid could clutch onto it, and it could get them through a very tough situation. So, if you have a teddy bear, drop it off at PPL Motorhomes. If you don't have a teddy bear and you would like to help PPL Motorhomes with this great cause, you can go to their online store. I don't get paid a nickel for saying this, but I just love it. I think it's the greatest thing ever.
Now, it's new unwrapped bear, right? Or do they take used bears as well?
Take a nice bear. Don't take a junker over there. I don't think somebody would do that. But if you would like to donate a bear like this, go to the PPL store and type in bear, teddy bear, and it'll pop up as $5. It's a donation, and it will be given and used in a great, great way. So that's something that PPL Motorhomes does, and I want to encourage everybody. You got $5. Help a child. Help the police. Thank you. All right.
There you go.
Amen.
Got your plug in.
All right.
There you go. But yeah, that's really cool. You know, my dad was retired DPS.
Oh, was he really? I'm telling you, they are so underappreciated.
Very
in
much
general, in general, and I just,
Very much so.
you know, between the military people and, you know, police officers, emergency medical people, emergency room people, I couldn't do it.
So,
No way.
so Kelly, when before you explained it, wanted to know if this was an RV show bear.
No.
You realize that if we
No.
actually get that merchandise out, there's at least 3 or 4 people who are going to buy every single
They
bit
would
of
buy
it.
a bear like that,
They
probably.
would. As long as it had the RV show shirt on it.
Yeah.
So.
All right, y'all have a question for John and Laura. Fire away.
Because we are coming back to them in about 20 seconds.
And subscribe to our newsletter. Go to thervshowusa.com. Click on subscribe. If you'd like us to send you one of these free Texas travel guides, we'll do it. Compliments of
All right.
AGS Publications. All right, we're jumping back on. Y'all hang on.
Gotta take care of Texas. This is the only one we've got.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, I have a note to mention our RV Minutes in relation to our state-specific group pages on Facebook. If you're an RVer or you have an interest in RVing and camping, we invite you to join one of our Facebook group pages. They're closed group pages and state-specific, so if you're in Louisiana, it's a specific RV and camping group just for Louisiana. So if you want to join one of our group pages, type in the state that you're interested in with the words RV, then a space, and camping. So Louisiana RV Camping, click join, and you will be let in. The RV Minutes are a Monday through Friday daily feature, a video feature that I do. I kind of like doing them. They're tips and advice and commentary. I speak from the heart sometimes, I try to anyway, and try to connect with people that are interested in the RV lifestyle and that want to understand more about what makes us RVers tick. So I hope you'll check out the RV Minutes. All right, back on our guest line are our friends from Hebard's Travels, John and Laura Hebard. They're full-time RVers who are pursuing their dreams in their RV. Y'all still there?
We're still here.
All right, got a couple of questions for you from people that are on our Facebook Live. Dave wants to know, how do y'all make a living? How do you make any money?
Well, I'm a disabled veteran. I've got a 70% rating from the VA, so that sends a check in every month. And I put away quite a bit of money in Iraq last time I went. We've been living off that. And YouTube finally became profitable this summer, and after 6 months of working on that, we got our first check. So that's really nice seeing that put some money in our account finally.
It sounds like you would rather be working than have that disability from the military. But again, I thank you, and I know a lot of people out there listening. Thank you for your service, John.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So tell us about your four-legged family member or members.
So we have Kimber, who is basically our fluffy little mutt. We don't know what breed she is. We found her at a shelter in Kansas City when I was working there, and she instantly became a part of our family. She's 6.5 years old now. She has a brother named Bullet, who is our Labrador, and he's just a big blockhead, typical Labrador that you would think of knocking over everything in your house. John got Bullet right before we had met, so when I came into the family, I was the new person. But he's really good. And then we have Socks, who is John's cat, who actually handles traveling really well, which we were kind of shocked by because most cats don't travel that well. But
once Laura figured out a soft-sided carrier, Socks really appreciated the soft-sided carrier versus the hard plastic, and it was a game changer for traveling with her.
Isn't it amazing how pets can just enrich our lives? They're a pain in the rear, and you got to deal with so much stuff, but gosh, they're wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how we de-stress without them.
I heard somebody say one time, if you think your wife loves you compared to your dog, stick them both in the closet for an hour, open it up, and see who comes to you, licking you and loving you.
Yeah.
All right, so in terms of families, what kind of family did y'all, do you come from big families, small families? Did your family support your decision to hit the road and live full-time in an RV? What was that like?
I'm an only child, and my father passed several years ago, so he never got to see me. Well, he didn't get married. But my mom is a missionary in Taiwan, and so the travel bug kind of runs in the family. And she was more than happy. She just was concerned, that we'd make enough money. And my extended family, they all love the idea.
How about
My
you, Laura?
My family's a little bit bigger. I have a brother and a sister. We did travel a lot as kids growing up. Not so much as much as John's family did. We have a really big extended family, and I think their biggest concern was just making it on the road and, being able to get from one place to another and not breaking down. And I know it was a significant concern, especially for my father, but I think that he's really come around and seen, how happy it makes us, and they're really awesome with it now.
What kinds of advice would you give to other people, young couples like y'all that are thinking there's got to be something more out there, and if they're considering RVing, would you tell them to buy small or go ahead and buy new like y'all did, or what kinds of advice would you give to people that are really seriously considering going full time?
Well, the number one piece of advice I would give is, regardless of what you buy, hire an inspector. New, used, your best friend, your dad owns it, hire an inspector. Because even after being in this thing for a year and a half, we're still figuring out the systems. And that can save you a lot of heartache in the long run if you find any potential problems ahead of time.
As far as RVs, like if you're looking for a smaller or a bigger, you kind of have to just find whatever fits your lifestyle. One thing with us is we wanted enough room to be able to move around with our big dogs in it. So that was kind of a deciding factor for us in going with a bigger fifth wheel. It also depends on your finances. So if you are able to get into a larger rig, I would say plan at least 5 to 10 years out. If you can afford to make the payments a little bit bigger and you'll be more comfortable, I think that adds a lot to the experience, because if you're uncomfortable in the RV, it really takes away from the lifestyle and enjoying it.
True.
I was going to ask you, John, what about your technical skills in terms of fixing things? I guess if you were in the military, you're pretty apt at doing a lot of stuff. Were your mechanical skills needed when you had your RV, or do things break down very often?
Things break down faster than you realize they're breaking down, or usually faster than you catch them. Having the warranty is really nice, although if anyone who's had an RV, they know that getting warranty work done can take months. So being mechanically proficient can really come in handy. I worked on cars for a few years before we got this, and it's helped me take care of a few minor things. And I've been learning along the way.
How about the internet? I would think that technology today has made our lives as RVers and do-it-yourselfers so much easier, because there's a YouTube video out there for just about everything.
Yeah, it's night and day different. I've watched so many videos from so many different channels, and whenever I figure something out and fix something, I try and throw up a video so I can hopefully save somebody else the pain of having to themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Go from somebody else's experiences. Now, we're going to get into your YouTube channel in our next segment, but I got a question about personal protection. You've got a dog named Bullet and another one named Kimber. I imagine you guys are big on the Second Amendment. We've never really talked about this on the RV Show USA, but are you concerned for your personal safety sometimes as full-timers?
Well, I went to Afghanistan in 2001 for that invasion. I went back to Iraq in 2003 for that invasion. And I went back to Iraq again in 2007 for the big surge to try and push the insurgents out. It's about 3 years total time overseas. And I am a very big Second Amendment supporter. And so I can't say that I've ever actually been worried about our safety. My philosophy is have a dog and a gun, and the dog will tell you when you need to get the gun.
You're more concerned for the other guy's safety, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go. All right, guys, got to hang on. We're going to jump out of here for a quick timeout, all right?
That's good.
All right, folks, we got John and Laura Hebard, full-time RVers, a young couple that is literally, they're growing closer together by the day, getting away from the rat race, and sounds like they're falling in love more and more every single day, too. They got Hebard's Travels, and we're going to continue our conversation after this quick break. This is the RV Show USA. I'm Alan Warren, the RV guy. We'll be right back.
So yeah, that's really cool. So he's got
Got a dog and a gun. I like it.
telling you, and
I like it.
he's got his VA benefits kicking in, so that's good.
Yeah, but I promise you, he'd rather not have them. Whatever they are, they're not worth what he had to give.
No, not at all. Not at all. Goodness gracious, man. Let me see what we got here.
Oh, about Miss Katie?
No, you got the message?
I got it, yeah. You can go to
Thank you.
What's that?
hang on.
See, mine's working fine.
What's that?
My video's working fine. But is there an issue? Other people having issues that you're aware of?
No.
When do you want me back?
After this next segment,
Okay. Wave me on.
I will.
Uh,
All right, so.
Yeah, Jeff is having some adventures with warranty repair.
Yeah, but he finally got his RV back.
I know,
Yeah.
I saw that comment
Yeah,
earlier.
I saw that earlier today. What have we got going here?
How do we make his face bigger, like see more of him?
More of me.
Like a wider shot.
Oh, you want
It's
wider?
less of me. That's a less of me.
Yeah,
It's
a little bit
wider.
wider.
Okay, I
I'm
can
just
do that.
thinking that just enough.
Thank you, lovely
Thank
Lisa.
you.
We'll be here to talk about food in a few minutes, lovely.
Woohoo!
I'll be looking.
All right, so what do I need to mention? Oh, if you've not yet hit the like button, tell them about that. Goose,
So,
please.
what you want to do, you want to go to the RV Show USA main page, like us there, and that way you can get notified whenever we go live here. So, yes, like the video, love the video. In fact, you can shoot us smiles if you want to laugh at us or laugh with us more appropriate. But we also would like you to like the page as well. So you can minimize the video, go to the page, hit like there, and you can even change your notifications to know when we go live. As you know, we're normally live on Wednesdays from 7 to 9 Central Time. However, we're doing 2 shows this week, so Tuesday and Wednesday this week. So we want to make sure that you don't miss a single minute of the RV Show USA whenever we decide to go live. So, and also share. You can share.
Yeah, hit the
If you're
share
one of
button.
these guys, it's, I forget where it is now on that one. I think it's on the right hand
side.
still, right? Yeah.
I believe
And on a
it
mobile
is.
device, of course, it's here on the left-hand side of your screen. So hit that, share with friends, share to groups. If you have a member of an RV group, you can share there as well. Of course, share to your friends. And
Can anybody see this message that I just got? This one right here.
No.
Good.
Why? What's the matter?
That one?
Yeah. No, nobody can see that because that's not part of the chat.
Okay, I didn't know. I'm still learning this thing.
By the way, Alan not only loves his wife, but loves his daughter as well. She doesn't get mentioned a whole lot around here.
Was that good enough for you?
Yes, Jeff.
These allergies are killing me.
That's what that means.
The video stops randomly and I get a message saying the problem has occurred.
You might want to just restart the video because I'm not having any problems.
All right, so what we got here? Do we have any new people? Any new people, first timers? Where are you new first timers from? And what do you think about PPL's Bear, the Cuddles for Kids? Do you like it? Seriously, I mean, you don't have to like
really
it.
neat.
You know, love it if you like it, but if you don't like it,
All right.
it's corny. Tell us. All
Here
right,
we go.
Come back, guys.
The RV Show USA.
TheRVShowUSA.com is our website. TheRVShowUSA.com. Come visit us. Add your name to our email list. When you do, you're automatically entered to win our weekly Christmas prize, our giveaway. Compliments of our friends over at PPL Motorhomes. TheRVShowUSA.com. On our guest line are our friends John and Laura Hebard with Hebard's Travels, and they are traveling all over the country. Are y'all still in Texas?
Yes, we are.
You know what? That's a stupid question because I watched your video just a little bit ago. I guess you're stranded here. Tell us, without going into a whole lot of detail and trashing anybody, what happened? Because y'all had some unfortunate luck the last week or so.
Well, unfortunately, we picked a Chevy dealer in the bad area of town, and I dropped the truck off some noise in the rear diff, which they were able to fix quickly. But while it was there, somebody went through the lot and broke in the 6 or 7 vehicles and they stole our stereo out of the truck and tore the dash up doing it.
Oh man. But so you're without a vehicle. You've got a big giant fifth wheel, an RV full of pets, and nothing to tow it with.
But we do have the truck back right now that they were able to fix the rear diff quickly, but I've got an appointment tomorrow morning to go in. They said they're going to fix the dash and replace the stereo, and they ordered all the parts and should have it knocked out tomorrow morning.
I guess that's another example. You got to be flexible and adaptable if you're going to become an RVer, full-timer.
Absolutely.
All right, so tell us about Hebard's Travels. What do you try to convey? Do you have any kind of a recurring theme, or do you make it up as you go along? Tell us about it.
Well, our plan initially was to be a travel channel into the show RV Life. What it has kind of morphed into has been showing some of the more darker sides of RV life and how things can go wrong and
how you get through it.
Yes, absolutely. And we always want to show how you can get through the hard times and how the good times make it worth it.
Well, I look at your videos, and they're so authentic, so real. They're not sugar-coated. They just seem very, very real, and sometimes painfully real.
Yeah.
Well, that's the goal. When we were researching to get into this lifestyle, I wanted to find the real life and see what I was really getting myself into. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that are researching this life, and I want to give them kind of a no BS assessment of what to expect.
Well, I think you do a great job of that. So I understand y'all recently met with a bunch of other YouTubers, kind of traveling nomads like yourself, for a little campfire visit. What was that like? Tell us about it.
That was actually the first meetup that we had ever had. We are at a park that has a very large campground fire pit kind of surrounding. Mm-hmm. So we were able to invite a lot of people and have a barbecue and really get to know them better, because they're people that we've watched for a long time, and I think that they've watched us too for a long time. And that's kind of something that's unique to the YouTube experience, is that other people with other channels similar to yours often find a lot of comfort in watching yours and vice versa. And it was great to meet all the new faces and, finally, be able to shake hands with these people that we've been talking to for a year and a half or so. It was just a lot of fun. It was great to be, it's great company. It's great to be in company with those people. And yeah.
I say that when you sit around a fire pit and you visit, there is something truly, I believe it's in our DNA. It's magical. And I have never, all the years me being around a campfire, I've never seen an argument with people sitting around a campfire. There's something just very soothing about it.
Absolutely.
All right, Laura, in the last minute or so right now, tell us, what kinds of things should women be prepared for if they choose a life of full-time RV living?
Oh, boy. So one of the greatest benefits is that you just get to relax a little bit. So it's not necessarily about putting on all the makeup and putting on your best clothing. I mean, if you're into that, that's awesome, but you don't have to. It's just one of those avenues that you can just be yourself and enjoy being more comfortable. I know on our channel a lot, I'm pretty camera shy, so I don't show up in a lot of the movies, but it's an easier way of life. Something that is a little bit more challenging is housework. There are things that are easier about it and things that are a little bit more difficult. One of the things being is dishes. I feel like we do dishes probably twice a day, maybe 3 times a day, because we don't like to use paper products all the time. We try to, be a little bit more conscious of that. But
Gotcha.
There's just a lot of, unique things about RV life that are really comforting.
Well, listen, guys, we're going to have to wrap it up. We only have this is our last couple of seconds. How do people connect with Hebard's Travels? And give them the pitch. We got a little bit left. Go ahead.
HebardsTravels.com is our website and our blog. Obviously, you go to YouTube and search for Hebard's Travels. You'll find our channel. If you go to Facebook, we have a page and a group. The group is much more active than the page. And we post regular updates on there. We'll do Facebook Live. And we have Instagram. We've got Twitter.
Awesome. Listen, guys, I got to wrap it up there. We're going to put a link from our website over to y'all. Y'all have a great holiday season. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving.
Have you You ever dreamed of an amazing life combining work and full-time travel? Do you picture yourself?
Possibly. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That was good stuff.
Yeah. All right, so, all right, the mashed potato mama is back. That's what she is. She's a mashed potato mama.
Mashed potato.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Nomad Fest in 2018.
So, do
You
you
know,
like
Nick,
that?
I'm going to invite myself to Nomad Fest.
Do you like that
Don't
shot
have me.
better?
What? Yes, I did.
Okay,
Very
good.
much. Thank you.
A lot of open space around you instead of a very
Yeah.
tight
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
Nomad Fest sounds fun.
You want to go?
Yes, I do.
If they'll have us, we'll go.
I would love to.
All right. All right, we're going to be talking about my favorite subject.
Food?
Food.
Me? No.
No.
Well, yeah,
I had to say that.
Yeah, you
about
did.
food, and one of the best cooks that I have ever known in my life
It's her?
is her.
He says
Is
that, but
Lisa? It is.
I just
she
like to
didn't.
cook.
She didn't used to be a good cook.
So Laura Hebard said to go to Nomad Fest. You've officially been invited.
Thank you,
Ooh,
thank you,
thank
Laura,
you, Laura.
and thank you all very much for being on the show. I know time went by really, really fast. We're gonna get y'all back on before long. I wish you the very best. Hopefully, before y'all leave Texas, I can come back out and see you sit around the fire pit.
Now,
Yeah.
you know what we could do to cover the fact that you know,
Yeah.
he said we could always say,
Yeah.
you know, we recorded that on you know,
Or you
on
can just
November
go. You can
21st.
go to break 2 seconds early.
I can do that too. I can cut that.
Extend it.
RV
Yeah.
Nana's watching.
Hello,
Spoken
RV
voice.
Nana.
So is Lisa going to share a recipe today?
Well, I'm just going to talk a little bit about
food.
some things food. His favorite subject.
Gosh, we always
Yeah.
talk
Well,
about
I
food
like-
over here, man.
So, did
Goodness
anybody make a
gracious.
comment about the Bears?
Yeah, a couple people.
Oh, they
did.
did.
Yes.
Good.
People love that.
All right.
That
I'll
is
tell
such
you a
a-
little bit more about the Bears maybe at the top of the hour. At the end, okay, so Lisa's going to be with us for this one segment, then she's going bye-bye.
Is she going to be back at the top of the hour?
No.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to announce the winner of our Christmas prize giveaway. Compliments of PPO Motorhomes are going to win a hose caddy. Everybody that's got an RV needs a hose caddy.
That's true.
Diana LeBlanc has been so kind that she sent us a whole box of goodies, and I don't know who this person is, but we picked them, and I'm going to announce their name here at the top of the hour. And
Now-
then before we get there,
Yeah.
I've got a little monologue. I've
Of
got
course
2
you do.
monologues tonight.
Of course you do.
Oh, I love the monologue.
She likes one of them.
I like it. Yes.
The first one is about, I have some advice for you if you'd like to sell your RV.
Is it go find an RV inspector?
Well, no, that you could do that. That's some advice if you'd like to sell your RV. But the second monologue came from somebody that was not very nice on Facebook. Would you say that?
Yeah.
Some
That was a
people-
nice way to put it.
Some people just are hateful. I mean,
It's unbelievable.
they are just
I don't know
hateful.
what gets up with
And
people.
you know, none of us are perfect. I say that all the time. We RVers screw up plenty, and I probably am the king of screwing up. But I try to be humble enough to recognize it and to apologize. If I jump somebody incorrectly, if I'm insensitive, I hope they will, you know, get my attention. Well, there was a lady.
Just tease it. You got time for a short tease.
Okay, there was a lady that was not much of a lady today. I'll tell you about it. That's at the end
I
of
don't
today's
do
show.
those.
All right, Mommy, you got to
But-
speak up in here.
And Jen, yes, I'm going to tell you about a trick I use.
Okay, 10
for-
She can't
seconds.
hear you.
Oh, she can't?
Yes, she can.
Scoot over. Oh, she
She
can. I
can?
thought it was
For now. Not
Oh,
yet.
I want to share a trick I use for one of the most boring side dishes.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, so in the studio for our live broadcast on Facebook, here is, I guess if I'm the RV guy, she is the RV gal, whatever. She's my gal, and she is one terrific cook, I'm telling you. In this segment, we're going to be talking about food, and in particular about great tasting food that you can indulge on during the holidays. So, Lisa.
Yeah, I would suggest only indulging during the holidays
I
because
know how much you love being on the show.
yeah, I love it. Oh, yeah.
She does not like this. It's like sending me to the doctor or something. But, you know, she's got so many good ideas about cooking, and she does such a great job. I wanted her to share some of them. So, all right, what's the first thing you
so
want to talk
basically I want to talk about mashed potatoes. I think we all agree that we love mashed potatoes, but I found
that so many times mashed potatoes can be very boring. First of all, they have really no flavor to begin with.
That's why you got to put a quart of gravy on top of
No,
it.
you don't need gravy with these mashed potatoes.
I know.
I call these a heart attack on a plate, and I love them because we like to have prime rib at Christmas and all that, and you got to have mashed potatoes. So I start out with what? What's so funny?
What, Goose?
I will sometimes I will roast some garlic in the oven in a little thing of foil with some olive oil. I get that all nice and soft, and then I will boil my potatoes, and sometimes I'll even add a little chicken broth in the mashed potato to boil them with instead of just plain water. Then here comes the fun part, and this is why it's called heart attack on a plate. What I do is I dump it depends on how many mashed potatoes you're making, but in an average thing for probably a family of 6, I probably put 2.5 sticks of butter. Then I use
thought it was more than that.
Well, it might be. It depends. And then I use heavy whipping cream. Heavy whipping cream. Now, you can substitute half and half, but there's not a whole lot of difference. Then I throw in a couple handfuls of mozzarella cheese.
So who taught you to make these mashed potatoes? Paula Dean?
Yeah, just hang on.
And then
she's not through with it yet.
Then I add in some Parmesan cheese, and that adds a little tang to it. And if you have to thin them out, you can go ahead and add some whole milk, but I really suggest continuing to add more butter and more heavy whipping cream because that makes them and then, of course, salt and pepper to taste, but of course I like a lot of that too.
Now, when we serve these mashed potatoes, the heart attack on a plate up at Big Chief, as an after-dinner mint, we serve a little Lipitor with each one.
Yes, we do.
On your side dish there, your side plate.
How about a cardiologist referral? Do you give that too?
We can do that, but let me tell you, when you go to serve these and you pull them out of the serving bowl, you see the cheese just stringing with them, and you want to when you're getting ready to serve them, of course, you want to put a couple nice hefty hunks of butter on the top of that and let it pool up so that you can just dig in there and.
When in doubt, add butter.
No,
or
they're
bacon.
unbelievable.
You can add
I
bacon.
swear they're the best.
You haven't added bacon before, have you?
Not to mashed potato. Well, you can, but I think that
Bacon's
just kinda,
anything's good with bacon in it.
you can add bacon grease.
Everything's better with bacon.
So anyway, that's one of them. All right. So
Yeah.
what's another one? buddy?
Okay, so the other one, and I know a lot of people up north don't know a whole lot about grits, but us Southerners, we do. Oh, Goose, you're making that
don't like
face,
grits?
and I'll tell you why you don't like them.
Because you haven't had Lisa's.
Because you
grits.
haven't had my grits.
I'll guarantee you.
My grits. Okay, this is how I do it.
Hang on, real quickly. I know we only have a little bit of time. Grits are what?
They're actually hominy. They're hominy, and they're ground up hominy. That's all they are. And
dry, ground up,
Yeah.
like flavorless stuff that she makes. Absolutely, people will climb over your fence to get it. It's so good.
Oh
All right,
my gosh.
how do you do
Okay,
it?
so basically, I never, ever, ever will cook grits in water. I always use chicken broth. Always, always, always. But I start out, I slice up onion and fresh garlic real fine, and I melt some butter in the bottom of the pan, and then I saute that till it's nice and soft. Then you add chicken broth. You get it to a boil. Then you add your grits. Then, when the grits are ready, you add some, if you like a little spice, you add a little bit of chopped jalapeno and a big hunk like that big of Velveeta cheese, and you just cream it all together. And let me tell you something. That's something about something.
I'll guarantee it will turn somebody that doesn't like grits into a grit lover. What?
I guarantee it if they just try it.
And if you want to know how big that hunk is, make sure to go to our Facebook Live. That's facebook.com/the RV Show, because radio is not a visual medium.
We don't believe in doing things in a small way. Lots of butter.
Like this, a hunk of it. And that Velveeta just really melts really nice and makes it nice and creamy.
And now let me ask you about something else. We got a couple more minutes. Eggs, scrambled eggs. Now, how boring are scrambled eggs? And she won't even eat scrambled eggs. And I used to not like them because they're dry and rubbery. If you don't eat them right when they come out of the pan.
Most people cook them at too high a heat is the problem. Okay, they just do. And if you're going to have scrambled eggs, you might as well have them. I mean, let's just go all out. I take my scrambled eggs and I put a little Julio seasoning in them because I love that. It's just kind of a Mexican spice. I think everybody knows what Julio's chips are, especially down south. And then I take those and I put olive oil in the pan and I cook them on low heat, very low. That's one of the tricks because they don't heat up and they don't get that crispy edge and everything. So once you get them almost to where you want them, you throw a hunk of butter in there because the butter will slow down. It does. It slows down the cooking process.
True. And you turn the heat off.
You turn the heat way even further down, and then you just fold them over and just cream them around like this. And then, of course, you add a handful, what? Oh my gosh, of Monterey
you people
Jack.
on Facebook Live, is this disrespectful or what?
Yeah, he hasn't tasted
them.
them.
The RV gal,
yes,
right?
and so I add a big handful of shredded Monterey Jack cheese and another handful of those Velveeta shreds. Let me tell
the
you,
eggs, I'm telling you,
they
the eggs are magical. They're moist, not too moist. They are flavorful, and you can, if you like 2 or 3 eggs, you can eat double that.
Well, you could eat 6 or 8.
I mean, they're really good.
And I do it with the bacon, and we always cook the bacon in the oven, and we lay it on the little sheet pan with a little thing up
All right,
above.
real quickly,
Okay.
and we're going to get out of here, but tell everybody why you use so much broth. You don't use water when you cook, almost ever. You always use chicken broth or beef.
Okay, and I add beef broth like to my meatloaf just to add flavor, because when you add water, it just it diffuses all the flavors, and it's bland. It's nothing. And when you add beef broth to beef, or you add, it's kind of like au jus with prime rib. You got to have that. You don't want to have water with it.
Let me tell you something. Lisa, up until probably 10 years ago, was not a very good cook. I think you would admit that. Mm-hmm. And she became a good cook when she cared about the way she was preparing food, and she loves it. She loves people. She does such a terrific job doing it.
I like it when people are happy when they put something I make in their mouth.
I'm happy that you joined me here on the show.
I am too. Thank you.
All right. So that's going to wrap it up. The RV gal's going to be out of here. All right. We're going to wrap up hour number 1 in our next short segment. And let's see. I've got a message for those who are going to be selling their RV in the future, and how to maximize not just the money you're going to get when you sell it, but how to make the sales process very enjoyable and hassle-free. Then in our long break, for those on Facebook Live, we're going to announce the next winner in our Countdown to Christmas giveaway. We'll be right back. Are you?
That was fun.
All right, Mother. You did good.
That was fun.
So I was laughing because you say fold them like this. They can't. They don't know what that means on the radio.
Okay, you have to just stir them, because I said you stir them and cook them over a low heat.
Yes.
Because low heat is the key, because when the eggs are cooked fast, they tend to harden up. You've seen how...
But a Velveeta hunk this big means nothing to people on the radio.
Oh, I'm thinking Facebook Live.
Well,
They can see that.
They can. And that's why I directed people to the Facebook Live.
You put enough Velveeta cheese, just put the whole slab in there.
Yeah, but you buy those big blocks, because you're going to need them if you're going to cook like that.
Right,
Butter half and half.
I wasn't trying to be respectful. I was just disrespectful. I was just laughing because it's like, it means nothing to people on the radio.
Okay, listen, I'm going to go a little bit long on this, seriously, on this next, on my monologue.
You got 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
I know. And we're probably not going to have much time for the song, but what I have to say I think is important. And anyway, all right, give me a kiss. I can't run you out.
Yeah.
You know what?
Sitting there till 8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock, I'll have Goose ride you down in the elevator while I entertain people.
How's that?
That'll work.
Okay. You don't mind?
No, I don't mind.
All right, Mother. Thank you for your help.
And it was fun.
You going to make me something when I get home? I can have it?
I'm going to make you some canned tuna. How's that?
I'll take tuna fish. I'm good with that.
You know what he wants? Canned tuna, and all he wants is mayo in it. Nothing else.
Well, I want you to jazz it up.
You don't. You say don't put anything.
Well,
Can I
put your
put some-
Julio, put your
I'll
jazz
put
it up
Julio.
for me.
Okay, fine.
Oh.
Yes, it's Julio, not Helio.
Julio.
I know,
take
but they
anything.
said
Oh.
that you sounded like you said Helio.
Helio?
Yeah.
Like helium?
Down by
I
the
have no
schoolyard?
Me and
No
Julio
idea.
down by the schoolyard.
I couldn't help
I
you.
don't want to know.
All right, Mother, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Goose.
I'll see you after a while.
I'll see you in a minute.
Yep. Actually, about 6 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for those of you wondering why I'm wearing a jacket, it's not really that cold in here. It wasn't before I came in.
It
It's just-
was.
I didn't wear a plain T-shirt. I wore something with the logo, and that entity does not advertise on the show. So I
Get
don't
them
want
outta
to
here.
give them free advertising. Well, if I get them out of here, no.
You'd be sure.
Nobody
we don't
wants
do
that. Nobody wants that. So I'm wearing a jacket today. So.
You know, Lisa, the one thing I didn't want to say on the air, but she adds to chili. No, I don't want to offend anybody. But
She had beans.
No, well, beans are bad, but you know what she adds?
What's that?
Mushrooms.
I can see that.
She loves it. I mean,
I could actually see that work. Hang on.
And chili.
We're coming back.
All right, here we go. Tom.
The RV Show USA.
All right, if you are an RV owner, eventually you're going to sell your RV, right? Well, I want to take this very short segment, share my thoughts on selling your RV, and give you some things that I think that you may want to consider right now and not waiting until you want to put that for sale sign on it that will make the whole process as pain-free and hassle-free as possible. So, what is the best way to sell your RV? I'm going to give you my opinion. I am not a so-called expert. I have sold exactly 3 of them. That's it. But every time, it was an unbelievable pain in the, and after multiple bad decisions, actually I didn't even know I was making the bad decision at the time. Now I think I know what is the most logical, safest, the fastest way to get top dollar when you sell your RV with the least amount of hassle. Now, before I give you the bottom line, if you're getting a new RV, your dealer will probably take your old RV in a trade. And that's a simple way to do it, but it could cost you a lot in the transaction. Keep in mind that the dealer, they don't want to hold on to your RV. They want to turn it. So how do they do that? Well, generally, it's by adjusting the price, adding a little bit here, shaving a little bit there, but they got to build their profit into your trade. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you decide is the best decision. It's simple, but again, it may not be the best way to maximize the money that you get. So you can also try to sell it on your own. I have done that, as I said, 3 times. All 3 times, the process was a mess. Running ads costs money. Placing ads on Craigslist or the internet brings out the weirdos, and the amount of no-shows for me was super frustrating. Then, if you can agree on a price, then you got to deal with the buyer on financing, and that can be a pain because most banks do not loan on RVs in the same way that they do on cars and trucks. But if you do want to try and sell it on your own, where do you park it? Where it's going to get seen and not be a target of being broken into. Then there is the new RV dealer that advertises you can consign your RV with them. Again, I don't want to paint with a broad brush and throw everybody into the same category, but I have heard a lot of horror stories about people that have done just that, and their RV sits and sits and sits for months on end and never does sell until you're essentially ready to drastically drop the price and you're desperate. Not good. So what if there was a place that you could take your RV where they would give you an honest dollar amount of what you can expect to receive, not some pie-in-the-sky number, but a real honest price, and you agree to it ahead of time on that price. They advertise it. They keep it parked in a secure environment, a place where they literally have hundreds of buyers every day that are looking to actually buy an RV, a place where they can do all the paperwork, arrange all the financing, and get this, they only get paid when your RV sells. What do you think? Well, there is such a place. It's called PPL Motorhomes. They happen to be the largest consignment RV dealer in the United States. I want to repeat that. The largest consignment RV dealer in the U.S. They don't sell new RVs. They only take consignments. They are consummate professionals. If you like the idea of a consignment dealer that will take care of everything, not try and steer you into something where they're going to make more money and they'll, take advantage of you. If you want people that will shoot it to you straight, I hope you will remember PPL Motorhomes when it's time to sell your RV. All right, that's it for hour number 1. Hour number 2 is next with a lady that says she's getting into getting people stoned. That's what she says. That's the way we'll start it out. Be right back.
The RV Show USA. Start.
All right, you entertain them,
I will entertain. Oh yeah, you got to take my wife.
and you've got to tell them who the winner is, and then you can.
Oh, let me look it up.
And then I don't know if you want to unpin that comment or not for the rest of the night.
What is it?
The countdown to Christmas comment.
That's fine.
It's up to you.
It's fine. Hi, Sheila Beaver Creek.
All right, let's go.
PPL does take trades. The main thing is PPL, they do not sell new RVs. To me, that if you sell new RVs and you sell consignment RVs, that represents or presents a possible conflict of interest. Just saying, that's the way I see it. The fact that PPL does not sell new RVs, they're all consignments, they only get paid when they sell your RV, and they've got lots of buyers, qualified buyers. So again, hey, if you're interested in this bear, it's really cool concept. Well, I'm talking about PPL. Once again, hey, if you're brand new to the show, if you've never seen it before, welcome to the RV Show USA. We're entering hour number 2. We're in the 6-minute break. We come back live at exactly 6 minutes past the hour. Facebook does not allow us to run commercials, so during the commercial breaks, you see me banter with Goose or Lisa, or visit with y'all and answer questions and visit with you. So, PPL, I'm so proud to be associated with them. I really am. They are, they're big. They're the whales when it comes to business and consignment RV dealers. But you know what? More importantly than that, they have got the greatest hearts of the most wonderful human beings. I learned last year about what they do to help our police officers, and more importantly, to help little children that are traumatized during a domestic disturbance, when the police are called out to a place. Can you just imagine if you're a little child, like I led the show off with, if you're a small child and by no fault of your own, your parents get into an argument or the cops have to be called and they're screaming and craziness going on, think about how traumatic that is for that child. And it's scary as hell for the police officer too, I'll guarantee you. But the police officers, thank God for PPL. PPL collects these teddy bears. They call it Cuddles for Kids. It's a teddy bear drive. They do it during November and December each year. They're hoping to get 1,000 of these teddy bears from people like you. If you got $5, if you go to their website, you can go to their store and type in under the pplmotorhomes.com, type in under their store, type in bear, teddy bear. It's $5 and you're making a donation, and a bear that looks just like this little guy will be given to police officers in the Houston, in the Cleburne area, which is just south of Dallas, or in the New Braunfels area, north of San Antonio. And these cops, these big, strong, brave dudes, have a sack of these things in their trunk. And when they need them, they pull them out. Think about it. So, thank you to PPL and to all the cops, too, that do such a job that people are not grateful for. Not everybody's not grateful, but too many people. Y'all do a hell of a job. All right, so what can we do for you? Anybody got any questions? Sheila, I think we're full for Thanksgiving. I really do. Lisa is going to be making, I don't know, I think we've got about 70 people that we're cooking for, and she's going to make about 9 jillion pounds of potatoes, and she's bought every piece of butter that HEB's got. But,
in all of Burnett County?
Pretty much. Yeah, she's...
oh, my goodness.
We love the holidays. We really do. Y'all need to come and see us. So, did I see that you've got a little puppy, Sheila? Oh, PPL, we're blushing. You shouldn't blush. You should be proud. I mean, it chokes me up just to think about it. I'm serious. I talk to heroes all the time. Military people like John Hebard that was on earlier in the show. He's on disability, a 70% disability. To me, that sucks.
Yep.
That sucks. I know that's not classy to say, but it's just
well, we're not on the air yet.
It's a raw deal. But somebody's got to do it. Thank God we have brave people to do that. All right. So, anybody have any questions? Where's everybody from? John, the one from Minnesota. Oh, no, John is the one from Wisconsin. No, John is from Minnesota. North Dakota. North Dakota. All right. Y'all stand by because we got a really cool lady that's going to be on here.
My big feet to Carol.
That's her.
Hi, Carol. This is Goose from RV Show. How you doing? Awesome. So we got about a minute and a half before we start the second hour of the program. Alan's going to do probably a minute or two introduction, and then we'll have you on and get. We've got a break in the middle, and then but you'll be our only guest till the bottom of the hour.
I'll be back. I get a water.
All right. All right.
Do a wine shot for a minute.
Oh, man. So how are y'all doing today? Hopefully y'all having a good time. This is always a fun time when we get together and I get to needle him a little bit. And we just have fun with, him, me, and you. You right there joining us. And we appreciate you coming here each and every time. There are some people who have never missed a broadcast. And for that, we are thankful because it took us a while to finally get our timing down. And
All right.
now that we have, yay!
And now that we've got less than a minute to go, the winner of this week's Countdown to Christmas giveaway is Glenn Commons. I've never seen Glenn Commons on our Facebook Live, but he subscribes to our newsletter. If you would like to, you're going to get a great hose caddy, compliments of PPL Motorhomes. If you'd like to have a chance to win one of our Christmas presents, you got to subscribe to our newsletter. Go to the website, thervshowusa.com. Take you about 1 minute to do. thervshowusa.com. Click on subscribe. Also, while you're here, click the like button. Hit the like and share button. That way you'll be able to get notifications when we go live.
Exactly.
All right.
All right, here we go.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today. Come on, America, let's hit the road. So many things to see, so many places to go. Freedom and fun go hand in hand when you're rolling in your RV across this great land. So buckle up now. What do you say? The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
It's time for hour number 2 of America's only radio show about the RV lifestyle. Syndicated from coast to coast, it's the RV Show USA with Alan Warren, the RV Guy.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
And we are off with hour number 2 of the RV Show USA. We just announced the winner of this week's Countdown to Christmas giveaway. It is Glenn Commons. I have no idea where he lives, but we're going to send you an email, Glenn, and get your address to send you your gift. So congratulations. You'll be receiving a handy little hose caddy for your RV, compliments of RV Nana and PPL Motorhomes. Now, every week between now and Christmas, if you're on our email list, you could win one of these prizes. It's our little way and PPL's way of saying thank you for listening to our show and, you know what, for being a part of our growing RV family. To add your name to our email list, just go to thervshowusa.com. At the bottom of this hour, we're going to continue our search across the country as we look for special places for RVers that want to also experience the Christmas spirit. So we have found a dandy over in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we'll take you there. It sounds fantastic. But we're going to start off this hour with a lady that is a complete stranger to me, but I think she has a very interesting, a fun, a special story to share. Lots of stories, I'm sure. Let's bring up our friend from Florida, Carol L. Nicky. Hey, Carol.
Hi, Alan.
Thank you for being with us. Before we get into what rocking and being an RV rocker is all about and getting people stoned, hang on, folks, it's not what you think. Tell us a little bit about you being an RVer and your involvement in the lifestyle. How long you been doing it?
We started in 2001 because we didn't want to travel without our dogs. And our first trip was across country and up to Fairbanks, Alaska, where we work camped.
From Florida to Fairbanks, Alaska?
No, it was from New Hampshire, but we went by way of, oh my goodness, Texas and Tennessee and
Did you get
South
lost?
Dakota and all. Well, it kind of looked like it, but we went all over the country.
So you ended up going to Alaska, and you never looked back. Where I guess y'all were typical sticks and bricks, husband, wife, family, and you just decided to retire and live in an RV?
Yeah, we'd had something happen that sort of opened our eyes, and we said we didn't want to work anymore, and we could afford not to without having the bill collectors come after us. So we bought an RV, packed up the dogs, and hit the road for 13 solid months, our first trip.
So how was it different than you thought it was going to be, Carol? Was it better? Was it worse? Just the same as you thought?
In the beginning, It was worse because I didn't know my husband could be such a jerk on the road. And by the time we got to, I think it was somewhere in Canada, I told him take me to the airport because he was a jerk and I was going home.
I love it. So you were going to kick him out. Did he turn around and start behaving himself after that?
Oh, we figured out at that point that it's like if we started not getting along, then we needed to stop for a few days and air out.
You know, it's funny. Before we continue, we had a young couple on last hour, Carol, that they were talking about that they became full-time RVers because they needed to spend that time together. Honestly, you know, that they had so many distractions in their regular life that they didn't have much time that they actually spent together. But it sounds like sometimes when you spend too much time together, it can drive you crazy.
Well, we didn't know a whole lot about it when we started out, and he thought that it was normal to just go like 600, 700 miles a day, and then when he got tired, I could take over the driving.
You sound like so much fun. So do you have a good time everywhere you go?
Yeah, we really do. We have a good time.
So how did y'all get into the RV lifestyle and camping and traveling? Is it something you dreamed about, or is it something that you always did?
We wanted to go to Alaska. We knew we were going to retire. We didn't know how to do it without leaving our dogs behind. And I said motorhome. And our first motorhome we bought at a bank auction. And we went from there.
So it sounds like you've been all over the country. We've camped in all 49 North American states and 7 Canadian provinces and territories. How awesome is that? So in your view, over the years, has RVing gotten better or worse, or is it just the same?
Well, since we get along a lot better and have a better routine and understanding of it, yeah, it's gotten better.
You are so, I love it. You're so direct and honest. I just love that. So, all right. So I want to set the stage as to the reason that you and I are visiting on the radio. And it's pretty simple, folks. It is about rocks. As it turns out, there are lots of people that do what you do, Carol. Tell us about it.
I heard about it the first time just before we headed out in the spring. Being in Florida, we're like somewhere, we call ourselves sunbirds because we have a house down here. And when it gets too hot, we head north. You know, as opposed to snowbirds, when it gets too cold, they head south.
Gotcha.
But there was an article in the newspaper down here about people painting rocks, and I thought it was a nifty idea, but we were busy, and I went to a store and just before we left and found one in my shopping cart. And I packed it up with me and dropped it off with friends that we visited in Jackson, Mississippi. And then from there we had headed up to Virginia, up by Staunton, Virginia, and Verona.
Well, so what do you mean? You were at a store and you found a rock inside of your...
It was in my shopping cart. Somebody had left it there.
But it wasn't just a plain old rock. It was a...
No, it was a painted rock. It said, "Smile, Okeechobee Rocks."
And you have no idea who did that?
Not a clue.
So why do you do it? What I mean, what is the... You know, I've seen them up at Big Chief, our place in Texas, from time to time, and now I know about it. I just think it is the coolest thing to see people create these unique little pieces of art, and they give them away to complete strangers.
I know it made me feel really good, made me smile. And when I passed it along and my friend found it in Mississippi, they got right on Facebook and contacted me and said it made them smile. And then when I met up with my friend in Verona, they live in Virginia and we were going that way, we both sat down and started painting, and I've been painting ever since. That was in April. And I love it. I've painted with my grandkids. I've painted with my neighbor up in New Hampshire where we stay. I've painted with his grandkids. And I've hidden rocks all over, especially when we stay for the summer at the campground we stay at. I've gotten up at 5:30 in the morning and and hidden rocks, just because I know on the weekend people come in with their kids and the kids find them. I don't care if it gets posted anywhere or not. I check and see if they're missing from where I've hidden them, and if they are, that's so much the better.
So
it just makes me feel good.
So do you ever sit back and watch to see who's going to find your rock?
No.
I just find
go,
that
I
totally,
go back by and see if they're gone.
I just find it so fascinating, Carol, that people will spend hours upon hours. I see them, as I said, up at Big Chief. I see the rocks from time to time. But quite often I'll see groups of people that will be painting for, 4 or 5 hours all across the tables. They'll have their little rocks. They spend so much time, and I guess there must be a joy in it that comes from the whole process and then giving it away.
Well, I sent you a picture of my kitchen table. That's pretty much how it stays. God bless my husband. And if I get up at night, I feel like painting, I'll sit out here and paint for an hour and go back to bed.
Sounds like it's good therapy, too. Seriously.
It's just so much fun to go out and hide them. And, well, at the campground we stay at, I didn't know what was going on with them for sure, but we went in, when my grandson was visiting, we went into the camp store to pick up a weekly schedule, and there was one of my rocks holding down the flyers. And I picked it up and showed my grandson, and I said, "Hey, this is my rock." And the guy behind the counter came over and took it. He said, "No, man, that's our rock."
But you're the one that created that rock.
That's right. I said, No, I made it. He said, "Well, we use it to hold these down."
So leave it alone. It's ours. All right, Carol, Nikki, can you hang with us for another segment?
Sure.
Awesome. Folks, we've got an RV rock lady on the line with us. I just think it is the coolest thing ever, and evidently Carol is not alone because there are tens of thousands of other wonderful human beings that are doing the same thing all over this great country. So you're listening to the RV Show USA. I'm Alan Warren, the RV guy. Carol and I will be right back. I want to take a minute. She's a cool gal.
Yeah.
Wanted to throw her husband out of the motorhome.
Yeah, was going to ask her.
Lisa do that before we got to Canada.
Yeah. It was about to be my question. Actually.
Yep.
Let's see. Lisa's probably done the same thing, Miss Carol, so don't worry about that at all.
I just think it's just brutally honest. I love it.
It is brutally honest.
All right, so let's see what we got. Thank you, folks, for being with us. We very much appreciate it. Hopefully that you're getting in the mood for Thanksgiving. Did you like the lovely Lisa, my wife's cooking tips?
Mm-hmm.
You know, she really does. She's amazing.
So her recipes are butter and mushrooms.
Butter and broth.
Butter, broth, and
butter
mushrooms.
And broth is what she likes.
Well, apparently mushrooms is a big deal now, too.
Well, she puts mushrooms in chili, but she learned that from our friend John Hodney from Lakota, North Dakota.
Really?
Yeah, that's what she learned it from. I haven't seen them on. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Heidi. Rocks are awesome.
Yeah, they are. Especially when you get a good flat one that you can skip on the...
I'm going to ask her about where do you find rocks and what makes a good rock.
The ground typically is where I find mine.
Really?
Or, sometimes a good ball.
I could say something very...
You're not going to,
very
though.
Unbecoming, but it's not nice.
No.
Brutal honesty is best. Yes, it is, Sheila. Yep. A nice smooth rock she picks up. Mm-hmm. So, Sheila, are you a rock painter? I did not know that.
She has a Facebook page called Kerrville Rocks.
Really?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good rocks up there. Any kind of river rock, smooth and round, you can probably load up a bucket. You have lots of stuff to work on.
As long as you can skip at least twice on water, you're all right.
You don't want to skip it across. No, not when you go to all that work and paint them.
Well, no, not if you're going to paint them. But never mind.
Yeah, you can't kill the audio right now, see?
Oh yeah. Speaking of that.
What?
Something I want to talk to you about after the show.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Did my wife say something bad again?
No. There's a thought that I had earlier that I want to share with you.
All right. rocks on Ruby Beach on the Washington coast. Yeah, I bet they are beautiful. I do rock art. Love leaving them for others to find.
Yeah.
How big are the rocks? Good question, Jerry. I don't think they're very big, like little bitty. I don't think there's a rock manual. If you go to
there could be though.
There could be. Well, let me tell you something. You go on Facebook and start looking under RV rocks, RVing rocks. You'll find tens of thousands of people that do it, and they're beautiful. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful. And I think that the people that do it are beautiful. They've got such good hearts, and they're kind and creative, and they can see things in the rocks that normal idiots like me can't see. What? What?
Sheila's last comment is quite funny.
I thought you and Sheila, you and Lisa must be related.
Oh,
I know
boy.
somebody else that you may be related to too, but I don't want to say it.
No.
No, I don't. All right, we got just a few minutes or a few seconds left.
Yeah. Oh boy, here we go.
All right.
Sponsored by the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
And this is the RV Show USA. I'm Alan Warren, and we are talking about a very, very important subject right now, folks. We're talking about rocks. Not just any rocks, but RV rocks. There is such a thing, but to you and me, before they become RV rocks, they're just plain old ordinary rocks. But to people like Carol L. Nickey, who is our friend from Florida, you see something more than just a rock, don't you, Carol?
Yeah. Depends on what the rock's shaped like. When we were up in New Hampshire, I could pick up rocks all over New England. You could pick up rocks anywhere on the ground. And I was laughing at people buying them at Home Depot. But now that I'm back down in Florida, I find myself having to buy my rocks.
Yeah, not too many rocks down there around Lake Okeechobee, are there?
No, if there are, they look like broken up cement because they're mostly made out of limestone.
So what are you looking for, honestly, when you're looking for a rock to paint? What are you looking for?
It's nice that they have a smooth surface. That's the best thing you got to look for.
So river rocks sounds like they're probably
river rocks are the best.
Yep.
But up in New England, I painted on most anything I could find.
I've heard that there are some areas, I'm not sure if they're state parks or national parks, but some places, well, you can't take their rocks. They're pretty proud of them. Is that true?
They don't want you to take anything, take nothing but pictures, leave nothing but footprints. And they don't want you leaving rocks either in their natural areas in a lot of places, the state and national parks.
Are there generally signs out so people don't go and make a mistake and start, filling a bucket up with rocks and getting in trouble?
I've never seen that.
So how do you know? I guess when the rock cop comes up and repossesses them, that's when you know, huh?
Well, I wouldn't take them out of somebody's landscaping.
That's what you send your husband out to do. Hey, now does your husband help you find rocks or paint rocks?
My husband has gone on rock hunting expeditions with me. I was looking for rocks one time, and we have a golf cart up in New Hampshire, and I went where I shouldn't have and got stuck in the sand behind some RVs that were being stored, and I couldn't get the golf cart out, and I had to wait for like 45 minutes before somebody came by that I could holler to go get my husband so they could help me get out.
Did it cost you a rock or just an arm and a leg? I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
I had to leave all my rocks.
All right. So if you could have a rock wish granted, what would you wish for somebody that found one of your rocks? Who do you want to find one of Carol L. Nickey's rocks?
Somebody that needs a smile. Somebody that might be a little bit down. It's fun when the kids find them, too. I found out that at the campground, people were thanking the counselors, I guess, all summer, and then they finally figured out it was me that was leaving painted rocks. They told me I was a legend. And my husband said that was a nice way to say I was old.
Now, do you ever paint like your email address, or would love to hear from you, or like you hear these stories about people throwing a note in a bottle and throwing it out in the ocean, and someday somebody says, "Hey, I found your note."
Nope. I just say, "Have a nice day," or teach the children well, or
it is so
smile.
simple. You've got I saw you've got a beautiful one of the Grinch. I think that is so cool. You've got the American flag. I don't know how you saw an American flag, a beautiful red, white, and blue with the stars in that rock, but you did such a great job of it. I just think what y'all do is so thoughtful. It's simple.
Now, see, that one I left outside of the American Legion on Veterans Day, and it had a mate with a face that was kind of funny with a do-rag on, and that one ended up at the VFW.
How cool. How cool.
Because sometimes they get directed. The Grinch had a message on the back that said, "Teach the children well. Reading is fundamental." And when we were in Homestead for the race this weekend, I met a teacher from Canada, and I gave that rock to her.
Carol, I want to get away from rocks for just a second and ask about your background and RVing in general and young people today. It sounds like you've been around a long time. You've been around RVing a long time. When you see young people today, do you see a lot of interest in RVing? Do you think that they need to be interested in RVing and connecting with family?
There's so many people, so many young people. We just are amazed that they can afford the trailers and the RVs that they have. But we see so many people taking their families out, and it's wonderful.
What are some of the things that people that have never camped, have never RV'd, what would Carol L. Nicky like to tell them? What are they missing out on?
Being outside, not having the phone ring all the time. You can hike the mountains. This is North America. The whole of North America is such a fabulous, fabulous place. There's so many different landscapes and so much history. It's just fascinating, and you don't have to go to a Disneyland to have a good time.
I say that we are the only radio show that spells love T-I-M-E, and I think that RVing provides that T-I-M-E for families, and they don't have that in the big city. And camping and RVing provides that opportunity to truly connect with them.
We met some kids from the inner city that were being taken care of by some people in Hot Springs, Arkansas one time. And we were in the pool with them, and after a while, we got talking, and we had the kids all come over and walk through our motorhome, and they were just amazed because one of them said that our bedroom was bigger than his bedroom back in the city.
Wow.
So we try to share that, too, and we also try to be very respectful of truckers on the road.
Yeah, God bless those truckers. Without them, we wouldn't have half the things we have in our lives, that's for sure.
Well, we tow a Jeep, and I write in the window if the back window gets dirty. And one time I wrote, "Truckers keep America moving," and I didn't tell my husband. And every trucker that went by was honking the horn or giving a thumbs up. And finally, he just turned around to me and he said, "What did you write on the window?"
You sound like so much fun, Carol, and I am so glad. When I posted, I found your Facebook page, your group page, and you're just part of that group. It's not Carol's group, I guess. It's just but there are thousands of people with good hearts, and you do this, and I just love it. Find it fascinating.
Well, there's so many people that do it. It's just, and there's so many groups. I belong to 4 different rock groups. 2 in Connecticut, RVing Rocks, and then Okeechobee Rocks down here. And you encourage people. You see fascinating artwork, and you see the stuff that kids do. When I had the neighbor's grandson painting with me up in New Hampshire, he would take a rock. He'd have these big honking rocks, and he'd take the paints and the brush. He'd give like 3 swipes. He'd go, "That's a dog." And I said, "Well, don't you want to give him an ear over there? You have a spot." That's not a spot. That's his eye.
Hey, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and we think you are beautiful, Carol L. Nicky. I got to call it there. We're getting the signal from the network, so thank you so much. I want to check in with you again. I'm going to follow you guys on Facebook because I think what you do is very, very neat.
Okay, thanks for talking to me.
All right, you take care. What a cool lady, right? I'm telling you, RVers are just the best. They really are. Let's see, up next is another terrific destination of the week. This one is over in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Well, the Big Chief's gone crazy at Lake Buchanan with it.
All right, so you want to go two shot? You got a wide shot?
Yeah,
All right,
I'm
so
on a wide shot right now.
So let's see. Tomorrow
Tomorrow
is our regularly scheduled Facebook Live.
Yes.
7 to 9 p.m. All right. We had to do this one because next week that I'm going to be out of town at a convention. Couldn't do one next week, so we had to do it tonight.
So this show will actually air on the radio the first weekend of December.
It will.
So, it's just about Women's Night again. If it hadn't been for Mr.
Ladies'
John.
Night.
Ladies' Night. Yep.
Awesome women. Love it.
Question for
Me
you.
too, Jerry. Yeah.
For the second segment of Destination, am I playing the
No,
regular?
no.
Okay.
No.
Am I playing the regular song or am I playing the
You're
other
playing
song?
the regular.
The regular.
The regular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
I haven't cleared that. So.
Okay. Just wanted to
All right,
check.
if you have not clicked like, please like the page. Here's what happens. We have lots and lots of people that will watch the Facebook Live. They'll watch the recorded version of the Facebook, and but they won't
watch it
like
on
the
YouTube.
page. And so we will send an invitation, and probably for every person that we have that's liked our page, we have another 2 or 3 that they haven't liked it, but they must like it because they watch us and they follow us. So if you receive an invitation from us, accept the invitation, please.
And I'm wearing a
Tell
coat
your
because I'm
friends
wearing a
about
shirt
us.
with a logo on it of of an organization that doesn't advertise on the show. Hi, can I speak to Michelle, please?
That would be Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. This is Goose from the RV Show USA. How's it going? Doing all right. So we've got about 2 minutes left in the break that we're in, but when we come back, Alan will introduce you, and we'll have you on for 2 segments. The first one's only going to be about 6 minutes, and the next one's going to be 8 minutes, so about 14 minutes total. Now, this is going to air after Thanksgiving, so, I know this week, Happy Thanksgiving is kind of the norm, but since this is going to air after Thanksgiving, we don't want to necessarily say that. All right, just kind of give you a heads up. That way everybody's good, and I don't have to edit anything. See, I'm kind of lazy. That's why I say it up front, because I'm lazy. So, all right, put you on a brief hold. It's on Facebook Live. It's going to be Facebook. We're going to be having an interview on Facebook Live right now, but on the radio, it's going to air after Thanksgiving.
Correct.
Yeah, Alan will send that to you. It'll be not this weekend, but the next weekend.
I'll email it to her.
So
we'll get it out.
Yeah, but we'll get it out and everything else. So we're going to make sure you're taken care of. All right, so I'll put you on a brief hold, and we'll be with you here in just a moment. Thank you.
Hey, Cindy, I don't know if Carol mentioned the 7,100 members, but I mentioned the tens of thousands of people, and I think y'all do a terrific job. That picture that I put of Carol up there today, it was not meant to cause any distractions, I promise. I think she's a wonderful human being, and y'all that do the painting of the rocks, I think you're just extra special. You do something for somebody else to make their lives a little bit happier, and you get nothing in return. So that's wonderful.
I will say, if PPL, Demonstration or Big Chief RV want to give me a T-shirt, I will wear that T-shirt on the air, no problem. But I don't want to I don't want to promote people who don't advertise on the show. So if I'm wearing a T-shirt with a logo, I'm going to start covering it up. So that's just my contribution to you. That way,
that's good.
It's all good stuff there.
Oh, gosh, I'm sniveling bad. Keep it on a wide shot. All right, we continue to roll on here on the RV Show USA. I'm Alan Warren, the RV guy, and Christmas is getting closer by the day, right? Well, over the past few weeks, we have been looking for a great place for the RVer, and we visit that place every single week. where they've got just the right amount of Christmas flair to them. Today's destination is over in South Carolina at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Let's bring up our guest from a place called Briarcliffe RV Resort, Michelle Wild. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's great. Thank you very much.
You betcha. Thanks for being with us. So you got to have it pretty rough over there in Myrtle Beach there, Michelle.
Oh, yeah, really. The beach and everything, and yeah.
I mean, that's about as pretty a place as you will find on the eastern seaboard. That's the truth. So what makes Myrtle Beach, before we get into Briarcliffe, what makes the Myrtle Beach area so special?
Oh, there's tons of things to do here. I mean, from shopping to history. The history is like the big part that so many people like to come down to and see. There's so much historical areas, different sites to see in the Myrtle Beach area, and a lot of people don't know of that. So,
what about Briarcliffe? You're right there. I mean, Briarcliffe RV Resort is right there on the beach, aren't you?
Well, we're not on the beach, but we're only about a mile and a half for beach parking. So we're really close. There's so much to do right in where we're at. So we're in a great location.
Tell us about your RV resort, your sites and cabins if you have any, and so on and so forth. I'm looking at your Facebook page right now.
Definitely. Yes. Well, here at Briarcliffe, we have 166 campsites, which all of our sites are concrete pads, full hookup. You have electric 30 and 50 amp, so we can cater to the smallest RV pop-up all the way up to the largest motorhome or fifth wheel. You have water, sewer, cable TV, and, of course, great new free Wi-Fi. So we have park malls.
It looks like you're a relatively new resort. I mean, it looks super clean.
No, we've been here for years. We've had a lot of updates. I mean, you have to stay updated with all the new technology and the new campers. We want to make sure our sites are big enough to accommodate these big campers coming in. So, yes, definitely. But we have new park models coming in. Every year we're going to be purchasing 2 new cabins every year. So for the people that don't have RVs that still want to come down, hey, you can stay in one of our park models.
And the cabins are becoming, we've got a little place in the Central Texas area with some cabins. Cabins are becoming more and more popular every year for us. I'm sure they are for you as well.
They are. People like, the big hotels and stuff like that. But, sometimes with families, they want to come down and they want to relax. They want to take their bikes and everything and, bring their kids down and feel more relaxed, not in such a big, busy, sky-rise hotel, so they like to come and stay with us.
I've heard that, in fact, I think it was RV Nana, the lady that we have on the show quite often. She says that when you stay in a hotel, you don't make friends with the people that are staying across the hall.
Exactly. I mean, they go down to the pool and hang out at the pool deck, and sometimes you meet people that are from your same hometown, or next door to you, and you don't get that at the hotels.
And you find out what a small world we live in. We're all so connected.
It is.
Absolutely.
Sure, definitely, yes.
So what draws so many people, I think, to Briarcliffe? Is it you've got snowbirds, you've got families, you've got a little bit of something for everybody, it looks like.
We sure do. We have a lot of people that even come down. You don't even think about it in the fall, December, January, and February, and they stay at the campground for the month. They're just driving off the street, and they say, well, wow, look at this place. You guys have a great rate for the winter season, and let's stop in and stay for a month or so. And then that person tells the next person, and then the next person, and it's like, oh, yeah, my friend stayed there last year, and we decided to stay with you guys again. They said great things about you, so
heck yeah.
Word of mouth also.
It sounds like you are a person who loves her job. Have you been around there for a while?
Well, this coming March of next year, 2018, I will be there for 20 years.
Wow.
Yes.
You must like it.
Yes, I do. I love the people that, come into the campground all the time. And it's nice to see face after face, the same people. Oh, I remember you were here for last year. And, so many, I'm from New York myself. So from coming down, to South Carolina, people from northern, people that lived in the same town or the next town as me, it's nice. It's nice to see those people coming back every year.
It is nice to talk with somebody that loves what they do, that loves their job. Michelle, can you hang on? We got to take a quick time out. Are
Definitely.
you able to? Good deal.
Definitely,
All right,
yes.
Folks, we're talking with Michelle Wild. She is from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, at a place called Briarcliffe RV Resort. It is spectacular. If you look at, actually, if you go to our website, we've got a link over there right now, or you can go to their Facebook page. Just type in Briarcliffe, one word. Make sure you put an E on the end of it, Briarcliffe RV Resort. We're going to come back and find out more about this beautiful place. You're listening to the RV Show USA.
Have you?
Yeah, that's got to be a rough, man, living in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, I think so.
By the way, it sounds like we're getting free shirts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Diana's going to send us shirts.
I'll be right back.
Okay. By the way, when it comes to shirts, free's a good word. Thank you, Diana.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Thank you for our friends.
Diana, if you send a shirt, you need to send a shirt that is the post-holiday size, which would be a 2X.
For you?
For me.
I told her 3X. Really.
Okay, but mine's got to be a 2X. I've been working on it, but not working very
well.
well.
After those potatoes, my goodness.
Yeah. When in doubt, add more butter.
Goodness gracious.
Denise Adams Isaacs, rate samples. You know what? I don't want to get into the rates because I will tell you this, Denise. I looked earlier, and Myrtle Beach, and I'll ask Michelle about this, but I think Myrtle Beach is not as expensive as a lot of resort properties along the eastern seaboard. So their rates are not super high. I mean, they're, you're going to get what you pay for, but go to their website, go to their Facebook page. It's beautiful. It really is.
So yeah, for any rates and whatnot, of course, rates are seasonal. Of course, if not, weekly based upon traffic and supply and demand. So for the current rates of any of your favorite RV resorts or parks, make sure to go to their websites and check out their rates from there or give them a call. And of course, you can go to their websites for their numbers as well, including BigChiefRVResort.com. Right?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Post-holiday, haha.
Yeah, Sheila liked that.
All right, the bear. I'm going to tell you about this bear. Cuddles for kids. If you love kids, if you believe in the hard work that police officers do, you got $5. Show your support for police officers and children that need one of these little teddy bears, because PPL Motorhomes collects these in their teddy bear drive every year during the holidays, and they give them to police officers to distribute to kids when they make these domestic disturbance calls and these emergency calls where the kids are really freaking out. I mean, a little teddy bear like that will really touch their heart. PPL Motorhomes, for $5, you can buy a teddy bear, and it will get into the right hands and be meaningful to the life of somebody that's young and needs it.
So I have a question.
Yes.
Does Katie have one of these right
No.
now? Okay.
No. But I'll guarantee you she's got $5 and she'll buy a bear.
And of course, for more on Cuddles for Kids, go to the website. PPL Motorhomes just posted the link on the chat here, so make sure you go to that.
Yes.
It's PPLmotorhomes.com for more information on the Cuddles for Kids.
And if you don't live in Texas, I don't care, you can still support this program at pplmotorhomes.com. Click on that link. But wherever you live, think about police officers and the hard work they do.
Especially the holidays.
I mean, people are crazy, and I mean, we all get a little bit crazy, but police officers, they have to deal with it in a professional manner, and it ain't easy. So thank them. When you see them at a restaurant, you see them somewhere, wave at them.
If you see them in a restaurant, you can buy their meal too. Their families appreciate it, I tell you that much. But hey, we're headed back to Myrtle Beach here in just a few moments. That'll be good. Alrighty.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
All right, for our listeners, actually our viewers in our virtual studio on Facebook Live, thank you for being with us. It's always a lot of fun to have so many nice people join us every week. If you're a Facebooker and you'd like to be a part of our Facebook Live audience and meet all kinds of RVers from all over the country in real time, it's easy to do. In the Facebook search bar, type in the 4 words, The RV Show USA, and click like. Real easy. On our guest line is Michelle Wild from a place called Briarcliffe RV Resort in beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So, Michelle, for those who enjoy Christmas and the lights and festivities, what kinds of things are within driving distance of Briarcliffe?
There's a great place. It's just south of us in a little area called Pawleys Island. Brook Green Gardens is the name of the plantation, and every year they have a beautiful show. It's called Nights of 1,000 Candles, and they have millions and millions of lights. They have, what I read online today, which I was surprised at, 5,500 hand-lit candles in their ponds around different areas, and the lights on the beautiful old historic trees down there are just gorgeous. It's beautiful. They have it every week right now. They're going to be doing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 3 to 10. And it's going to be starting this weekend, and it's going to run all the way up through December the 16th. And it's a great place to go. There's hundreds of people that go there, but it's just gorgeous.
Now, you said it's on a plantation?
Yes. Yes.
So for somebody that's never been to a real plantation in South Carolina, describe it for them.
Old historic homes would be on plantations, and they used to farm on their plantations, rice fields, different growing plantations is what they had down here in the South.
And they're well, beautifully manicured, it sounds like.
Exactly. The huge trees and everything. And there's a river that goes behind it that would feed the plantations for their water to take care of their crops and everything.
If I were to come to Myrtle Beach and stay with you there at Briarcliffe and I had 3 or 4 days, what would you say, Alan, you just got to do this? I'd have to go see what?
Well, you have to go to the beach.
Oh, of course.
Yes. But right next door to us at Briarcliffe, we actually have a gate that brings people over to a shopping center called Barefoot Landing. They've got outdoor shopping center. It's about 100 different specialty shops, about 10 different types of restaurant, and Alabama Theater. Alabama Theater is a nightly show that they put on every day. It's one right now. It's called the One Show, and it's a variety of different songs that they play: country, western, 60s, all the way up to today's music, western, country. And it's just really great. You have to actually see definitely one of the shows in town. You can also look at maybe Carolina Opry is another show.
So, and you said that's within walking distance, right next door?
It sure is. It sure is, yes.
How cool is that? All right, so over the years, you've been there 20-plus years, I guess. In terms of your guests, how have things changed, do you think, Michelle?
Well, of course, a lot of the older people that were traveling have passed on, on, or now we have the younger generation coming out that are still wanting to camp, which is nice. They don't want to stay in the hotels. So you are getting a lot of transition, and people are still wanting to actually camp out there. It's not something that is dying off. So that's great.
What kinds of Michelle stories do you have? You've got to have some funny ones or some touching ones, people you see come back year after year.
Yeah, I don't know about any. There's always tons of funny stories out there, touching stories. Just families coming. You see the first generation, and then you're seeing their second and third generation that they're coming back to the campground. So that's really nice. My grandfather used to bring me when I was young and stay here, and now I'm bringing my kids. So the generation of generations of the same family coming back.
That's got to be.
That's really nice.
I think. It sounds like I can hear it in your voice. It's got to be so rewarding for you to have a job where people come to your place and they're so happy. They're so joyful.
Yeah, it's kind of sad. They're on vacation and we're stuck working. But, hey, you have to take the good and the bad. So, yeah.
So what kinds of things do y'all do at Briarcliffe RV Resort to make people feel special besides have great personalities?
Well, we have a great golf course, mini golf on our property. We have miniature golf, shuffleboard, horseshoes, a giant big Olympic-sized pool. And just this past weekend, we had an entertainment come into the park, and there was about 115 people that attended the singing concert down there, and they loved it. It was really good. So, yep, little get-togethers throughout the year, people coming in and singing and performing. So, yeah.
In terms of cost, I've heard that Myrtle Beach is not nearly as expensive as a lot of coastal areas on the East Coast in terms of vacationing and being able to afford to do stuff for a pretty good price.
It sure is, yes, definitely. You have all the hotels and all the beachwear stores. And, you know, if we want people to come back, you know, that's the industry that you have to be in to not be too much. The people can't go out there and go to the different restaurants and stuff like that because you want to, you know, watch your pennies and stuff like that and be able to go to the different attractions, take the kids to the water park maybe. So, yes.
So it sounds like to me it's more of a, instead of down in the Florida Keys where it's party central almost all the time, or it was before Irma hit, Myrtle Beach is really more of a family. There's something for everybody, no matter how old you are. It
sure is, yes. We want to get those families to come back here to the Myrtle Beach area. So, yes, there's Ripley's Aquarium that the young kids can go to. So, yes, there's the Sky Wheel that they've just put in.
Well,
so
I know that
that
when we tried to get this interview lined up, that this was kind of a last-minute deal, so I appreciate you being flexible and talking with us because, you know, your Facebook page is beautiful for Briarcliffe and your website's great. You seem to be a lady that loves her job and loves people, so I'm grateful that you spent the time with us today.
Oh, most definitely, yes. Thank you very much for having us.
Well,
yes.
You betcha. And we will get you an audio file of this interview, I promise you, Michelle, okay?
Great. Oh, good. Thanks.
All right. You take care and all the best. Have a very happy and merry holiday season, okay?
Yes, you too. And, hey, if you guys are on this way, you better stop in and see us.
You got it. All right, folks. That is Michelle Wild over at Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And she runs Briarcliffe RV Resort, a really sweet lady at a fabulous-looking RV resort. That's for sure. All right, let's see. That is our destination of the week, by the way. All right, next up, I'm going to do a little monologue that is, well, I came up with it today when a lady really she wasn't much of a lady on Facebook. I'm not going to name any names. I think we've deleted everything, but I'm going to try to be a diplomat. Not going to be easy. Y'all stick around. Be right back.
Are you an RV enthusiast?
So, not a lady, huh?
You saw what you wrote.
Yep.
Was that much of a lady?
No, was not at all.
Yeah, she's probably watching. She's probably
Shame on her.
gonna, you know,
well,
scream at me.
We have moderators monitoring the chat, right?
Yeah.
That can delete those comments.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Good. I hope so. I think Cindy is with the RVing Rocks group.
Okay.
So, anyway.
Well, I'm just talking about as they come through the chat.
Oh, I don't
here.
know. I think so.
Because you should have at least two.
Well, Miss Katie's boyfriend is in town.
Oh, well
just
then.
arrived. So I'm sure she's
just arrived.
Total attention to Facebook Live.
Oh, yeah.
Not to him.
No, Miss Katie checked out the minute he got into town.
Mm-hmm. Actually, she told me, she sent me an email. Did you get the message?
Yeah,
she got thrown in jail.
Facebook jail?
Facebook jail.
For sharing too much?
I guess, yes.
Probably. Yeah. I got put in
that
Facebook
happens.
jail.
I've been in jail before. Not real jail, just Facebook jail.
Facebook jail. I got put in Facebook jail a while back. Lasted a whole week.
It's bad. You know, for somebody like me, it's not that bad. For somebody like my wife, you know, I call her phone. I call this her gun. She has to have her gun in her hand at all times.
Okay. Now, remember, guys, we're going to be back up here tomorrow.
Yes.
Same time, same place.
We got a great show lined
this
up
week's
for you.
show, because this right here, this is next week's show.
And get this, tomorrow we have a girl that's on. She's a young, single, full-time RVer. She goes by the RV Chickadee. And she's pretty dang cool, I'm telling you.
Oh, goodness.
Yep. And we're going to have RV Nana on. Our good friends Peter and John, the RV Geeks, they got their 12 days to Christmas giveaway. They're giving away like $5,000 in cool prizes, so we're going to
That's
learn
cool.
about that.
Oh, we're having the RV Geeks on again?
Yeah, absolutely.
And who else do we have on tomorrow?
And then we're going to go to a place called Turquoise Trail out in
Okay.
western New Mexico. I've never been there, but it sounds spectacular. And they've got a little a Christmas display not far away that sounds like it's kind of a
And Jeff, it's same RV time, same RV page.
Channel.
No, not channel, page.
Channel.
Same
What
RV
else?
page.
All right.
Goodness gracious.
All right, so
get it right, people.
Is our audio still on?
Yeah, that
Okay, if you listen to this this monologue, I promise I'm not trying to be rude or ugly, but I am trying to communicate.
No more than usual.
And I'm not kidding. I want to try to encourage everybody to be on their best behavior without sounding like a preacher.
All right, here we go.
The RV Show USA.
So one of the things that I enjoy most about RVers is that they have a level of respect for one another that I believe is pretty special and pretty remarkable, especially nowadays. So you may ask, where are you going with this, Alan? Well, let's see. First, as the RV guy sees it, we live in a culture where we are taught to choose sides. We've been trained to do it. We are either for somebody and we support them no matter what, or we can't stand them and they have no good qualities at all. Now, that may be a good formula for TV news or for news talk shows, but it is a recipe for disaster, I think, for RVers. Can you imagine how bland our world would be if all we had were people that thought and acted the same way as we do, that liked and disliked the same things? If I, as the owner of an RV resort, decided that the only people that I would do business with would be people that were just like me and believe exactly the way that I do, I would be in big trouble. And I should be. Where's this monologue coming from? Well, the lady that started off this hour, Carol, the rock lady, if you didn't hear her, you really need to listen to the podcast. She is so cool. Anyway, so I posted a picture of her on Facebook. She was wearing a T-shirt that had a political slogan on it that most folks looked past. I looked past it. Most people did, but not everybody. One lady... Well, most ladies don't use the language, or at least they don't post that kind of language that this person did. But this lady was furious that somebody that wore a T-shirt that had an opposing political view would even be let on the show. I will be the first to say that I have been known to step in it from time to time and say things that show my true ignorance, or at a minimum my lack of grace and class, by instantly writing somebody off that doesn't believe the way that I do. It's easy to do. It's almost natural. Everywhere we look, news-wise, even on Facebook, somebody's taking a stance. You're with us or you're against us, and we're forced to choose sides. I'm trying to not choose sides, to find fault with those that don't believe like I do. One of the cool things about RVers, when you meet them and visit with them at a campground, you'll bump into them and say to yourself, man, those are nice people. I mean, right? Gives you a great feeling to meet somebody so nice that enjoys camping and RVing like you do. But what happens if you notice on their RV a bumper sticker that says, I love Trump, or I hate Trump, or whatever? Do you change your mind? Do you forget about the nice conversation you had with those same people just a few minutes ago? RVers, and maybe it's just one of those unwritten rules, they accept other people in general. And they are helpful, thoughtful, cheerful. The rock lady that was on at the top of this hour, I'll bet she doesn't care what political party the person that finds one of her special RV rocks is in. She wants to spread joy and touch others, no matter how old they are, no matter what political party they align with. It is so easy to find fault with somebody, with anybody, and to start criticizing them for whatever they do that you don't agree with. But it is a lot more difficult to look past those things and to listen. Listen to that person's spirit. I don't want to come across like I'm preaching and talking down to anybody. That is the last thing I want to do. But I do want to suggest that we do our best to look past the obvious differences we have with others. Look for things that draw us together, like this wonderful lifetime activity so many of us enjoy, and that's the RV lifestyle. I'm Alan Warren, the RV guy. Thank you all for listening. I'll see you in a minute on Facebook.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
That does it.
As they say, that's in the can. Tomorrow night, we're going to do the same thing, 7 to 9 p.m. I hope I wasn't too preachy, I promise. And if you're the lady that posted that stuff, I still forgive you. Because if you're a rock painter, I know you got a good heart. You just got mad at me. Hey, I'm used to people being mad at me. My wife's mad at me most of the time. Thank you, everybody, for spending some of your night with us. We appreciate it. Please tell your friends about us and join us tomorrow, 7 to 9 p.m. Central. Bye-bye.